Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to unbox and review the Neewer 660 Pro RGB LED video light. It comes with app control, 360-degree turn, both warm and cool lights, and of course RGB. The package I got was a 2-pack, and I'm only unboxing and setting up one of them today. It came in such a huge box, and although I expected it to be heavy, it was even heavier than I originally thought it would be. It was well packaged and secured inside the box with 2 of the light bags in the middle and the 2 stands on the side. It also has the instruction manuals and the care cards inside. The light comes with bags, which is awesome because I have had studio lights before that is exposed, and unfortunately one problem that I seem to be having is dust, so having these in bags is perfect. It comes with some gel silica packs inside to ensure that the product is not swimming in moist, especially when the summer season arrives. Now, I don't know about you, but of all my things, I am just obsessed with things that are black. And because the bags are black, I just think they look super sleek. You'll also find the power adapters, and I also found out that there are pockets inside the bag, which I think is really convenient. At first I was weirded out because what else could you put in there without damaging the lights? But then I realized later on that these lights can also run on batteries, and if you do eventually buy them, they would fit perfectly inside the pockets of the bag. Next thing that I unboxed is the stands. There's nothing else inside the box but the stands. Setting it up, I had a little bit of a struggle to open the light stands, but then again, I learned that it is only my fault because it turns out it was just secured. Once I took out the legs one by one, I could easily open it like an umbrella. I read a lot of reviews on Amazon, and one thing that they kept mentioning was how unsturdy the light stands were. So I was expecting it to be light, maybe made of plastic, but I was completely wrong. It's heavy, it's definitely lighter than the actual light itself, but when it comes to setting it up, it's not as scary as people comment on. Maybe if you were on an uneven ground, like say you were shooting outdoors, or the wind was strong and you were trying to put the lights on an uphill, definitely it would fall, and I would recommend putting some sandbags underneath. But if you were shooting indoors, say a podcast or your own personal videos, it's pretty sturdy. My height is around 5'3", and this stand is so much taller, so I would say this would probably be 6 foot. And so I just securely placed the lights on the stand, and you can tighten it up and that's it. But don't be like me who forgot to remove the protective piece from the light stand and just put it in like that, because it's going to be wobbly. But once I found out that I needed to take that out, it became easier from there. For the actual lights, it was pretty easy. You literally just have to plug in your adapter just as you would with any normal laptop. And once you're done, just flip the switch to the power looking icon and voila, you're on your way. I own a lot of Neewer lights, so I had no problem setting this up. This is my 4th Neewer lights. I absolutely love the brand, and this has a similar feel to it with regards to the buttons and the settings. It all feels the same, so I had no trouble manually setting it up. But I bet if it was your first lights, it is very friendly. They do have an application so you can control your lighting from your phone, but one thing that Neewer has been able to perfect is that you don't even need to use the application at all. All the buttons at the back of their lights are completely friendly for a beginner to figure out. You have one rotary encoder that adjusts the warmth of your lights, and you have the other rotary for the brightness, and that's pretty much it. Even if you do decide to use the RGB options, which you can do by just clicking on the mode button, it's exactly the same thought. You can use one of them to adjust the hue and the other to adjust the brightness. Now about using it. I would recommend this product to someone who will be doing in-studio shoots more than outdoors because the sunlight will definitely overpower your lights. It's good for setting the scene inside your own controlled space, and because it has the flaps on the side, it's really great for focusing light on a certain area and not allowing lights to burst into an entire room. An example of this would be if you were doing product shoots, or if you were interviewing someone and you'd like the lights to only focus on the person and not to shine on the entire room. What's great is if you have the 2-pack, you can easily play with the lights. For example, one of them on one side being blue and the other one a little bit purple. It would give your storytelling a deeper tone. There's just an unlimited amount of ideas you can use these lights for, and I can't wait to tell my future stories using these lights, as well as watch what you guys can come up with as well. well. Of course, in every product, it's not just butterflies and rainbows. Let's talk about the things we can improve further. Now again, the stand is lighter than the actual weight of the lights. So if you were filming in a windy setting, you might need to get sturdier stands, which I also think Neewer can provide. Another thing that needs so much improvement in my opinion is the Neewer application. It is just so buggy. Neewer is the kind of brand of lights where you don't really need an app. But if you do find it useful on your end, it's just not as convenient as I wish it could be. And I'm sure Neewer should have the funds to hire developers to make this better, and they're just not doing it. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is the 360 flip. It does work, but in order to be truly 360, you have to remember to close the flaps or else it will damage your product. So if you're in a hurry, you have to keep that in mind. Another improvement that I would do is the securing pieces on the side. Because the lights can be flipped 360, the securing pieces on the sides where it turns and where you can secure your lights, it follows along. It's only hard because sometimes by the way you're flipping your lights, it will automatically secure. And it could be annoying to have to keep remembering that you have to loosen them up completely first before doing any type of flipping. The last one I have concerns with is the focus of the light. If I want the lights to face downwards, I would have a hard time because of the flaps, and I don't know if I just haven't found the right technique to do this, but I don't want to perform the hassle of needing to unscrew the flaps, and maybe it's just me. The price of this is worth it. The competitors that I see that can rival this is probably Govee or maybe Elgato, but those are extremely expensive. The Neewer lights will not break your bank, and if you were planning to get studio lights, I would suggest going straight to buying the RGB ones so you have choices, because the warm and cool light version of this is around $40 cheaper. But if you choose that, and in the future you want to have the options to use RGB, you would need to buy extra colors that you can put on top that would cost around $85 or more. So going straight to this is better for me. I really hope you found this unboxing and review of the Neewer RGB Pro 660 helpful for your projects, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!